working on a WR250 and we need to check the voltage coming out of our battery. So we would begin with grabbing our multimeter, and you need to set it to DC voltage because the batteries produce direct current. So, and then you would make sure that your leads coming off your multimeter are in the correct spot, or you will not get a precise reading of the multimeter. So after we got our multimeter on DC voltage, we would put our red positive lead on our red positive terminal. Then we would get our black ground lead and put it on our black ground terminal. And then we got the reading of 12.34. So we got 12.3 volts coming out of the battery. So that's in spec. So we should be good with that. And that is how you check a battery with the multimeter. Alright, so moving on, we will be checking the voltage coming from our stator coil. And to start that, you need to remove the coupler coming from your stator coil from your voltage regulator. And then while doing this, you would need to have your meter set at AC voltage because AC voltage is produced from the stator coil. And again, you would need to make sure your leads are in the correct spot or else you will not get a precise reading. So once I've started the bike, I would come over here to the coupler coming from the stator coil, and I would interchange in between these different leads just to make sure they're all producing the correct amount of voltage. There's not a wire cut to where it isn't sending enough voltage through the bike. So I'm going to go and start the bike. And again, you make sure your meter is set at the correct settings. We seem to produce some pretty good voltage, so that is how you would check the voltage with AC coming out of your stator. Alright, moving forward, we are going to go ahead and go to resistance, and you would measure resistance in ohms. So you would need to set your multimeter to ohms, which is almost like a little horseshoe at the top right of the setting that I have this on. And also you would need to make sure that your leads are in the correct spots. And for this particular thing, you would have to pull out your service manual to see which parts of the couplers to interchange your leads. So we would remove the coupler coming from the stator coil. And right here we have the different leads. In the book it will show like this, and it will tell you which leads to interchange. So we verified that our meter is at the correct settings. So first off, we would need to put our positive to the white one, which is the bottom left, and our negative probe to the white 3. And then we would begin to start to see our specs for resistance through the wires. And resistance is just that is actually the resistance of the electrons flowing through the wires. And then that would be is how you would measure resistance with the multimeter. Alright, so we are moving on to continuity. And continuity is just the ability of electrons to flow. So we would grab our meter and we would need to set it to our continuity setting, which is almost like the sound waves coming out. There we are on continuity. And if there's a connection between the two, in between the two things you're measuring, you will hear. So that means there's continuity and electrons are able to flow through each one. So, for example, we have a good fuse. As you can see, the strip is not broken, so we should have pretty good continuity through the two. So, alright, we have good continuity, and then if that strip was gone, they would not be connected anymore, so therefore there would be no continuity. So that is a good fuse. It has good continuity, and this is a bad one, and you can't really see inside there, but that strip inside of this one is broke, so there should not be any continuity. So as you can see, both sides are connected, and there's no continuity, there's no connection between these two ends. So that is how you determine continuity with a multimeter. Alright, we're moving on to amperage. And first off, we would set our meter at our correct amperage setting. And we also need to make sure our leads are in the correct spot to measure amperage, as you can see. So we're going to go ahead and see what we can read out. So in this case, what we did is we just got a jumper box and we ran wires to our ground part of our light bulb, and then we just ran a hot, and let's see what we get. Got 46 amps, or 0.46 amps, and that is how you would check amperage with a multimeter.
Orangewood, are you kidding?
Nigger. So they are niggers. Make sure to put it on direct current with the voltage. Fuck. And that is how you check a battery. Fuck. Restart. So we would start off putting our red positive lead to our red positive terminal, and we would get our red ground lead and put it to, I said red, huh?
Yeah.
And you would make sure to put it on DC voltage, because this motorcycle, or a multimeter, and we would need to set it to DC voltage, because this battery we will be checking the voltage coming out of have good connections, and one of the wires isn't cut, and then that will air coil. So we'll first of all,